Hello, hello. Alright, well, let's go on ahead and move on to the guide. Get the guide now. Excuse me, I sound tired. I've been up since like 8 p.m. last night. Couldn't really sleep. Now for Ash, aka Inner Lucifer. This time you're going to transcend your model and trinket set 3 times. I know in part 1 I said 5, but it's actually 3. It's just that I got it wrong, and it turns out there's 2 ways to actually transcend from tier 2 to tier 3. So please forgive me. I'm human, and I make mistakes. So yeah, you gotta transcend your trinkets and your model 3 times. So 3 times 4 is 12. You actually need 12 shape memory devices, but I still will advise that you get 20. Save that because you're also gonna have to transcend your receiver, your Tiamat receiver. I don't know how many stages is that, so I still would save the shape memory devices. Still keep them. Don't sell them. You're gonna need that for future content. Still keep your shape memory devices. And you'll also get introduced to a new gear slot, which is the battle disc. So I'm going to go ahead and transition back over. And first off, I need to show you don't mind me looking like a stripper. This is my killing outfit. This is my alt killing outfit. Don't mind me looking like a stripper now. Yeah, so you have 2 ways. The normal way, which you have to get, this is the base Transcending Stone. You need this Transcending Stone in order to craft the tier 2 Transcending Stones and the tier 3 Transcending Stones. So now if I had to guess for, hold on, excuse me 1 second while I do something. 8, so 16. Let me add 16 to that. Hold on, cause I did the total for it for the what's it called, 16 blah blah blah. That should be 43, I believe. Yes, 43. You don't need 27, you need 43. I did the whale way instead of I calculated the whale way instead of the free to play way. Because you mainly want to get the whale way. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because, well, here on code, the Transcending Stones are usually cheap. Yeah, here the Transcending Stones are usually cheap. I know it's kind of lagging right now. I have this right here. Let me see if it'll give it some time to load. I'm gonna pause it. Okay, so speaking of Transcending Stones, I actually need some myself. I need a whole bunch. Speaking of Transcending Stones, hello, I actually need some. What? Wait, how much do I need for trinkets? Excuse me. I do trinkets. So 1 and 2. So make 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 15, 30, 15, 30, 15 plus 30, 45. So 45, and then you need 30. So 45, 30, 75. How many do I have right now? I have what? Excuse me while I get prep for you guys. I need to get prep with you guys. Don't mind me. So I need to get 20. I need to get 76. No, I need to get 51. I need to get 51. Give me a second. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna casually buy some myself. I'm gonna casually buy some myself. I need 51. There, now we're both prepped. Yay! We're both prepped now. Yay! That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, now we're both prepped. Let's continue, shall we? So, anyways, like I was saying, there's 2 ways to get to tier 2 and tier 3. You can either get a whole bunch of these stones, or whatever. You get a whole bunch of immortal crystals, and oh wait, hold on a second. Let me do something. Let me pause real quick. Okay, I'm back. I just need to do some math. So where did we leave off on? We left off on me showing you the battle discs, right? Right. Okay. So yeah, too long didn't read. It gives extra health, but there's a skill. There's a skill that you can use. You awaken and everything. I haven't really used it, and since kind of trying to save my stuff for upgrading it. I haven't used it yet because I'm trying to save my material for upgrading it first before I start using it. So I haven't really used it yet. But yeah, I'm just gonna hover over it so you guys can read it yourselves. You can pause and read it, but I'm just gonna hover over it for you. So that's pretty much what this does. It's just extra damage and extra XP, extra HP. And of course, as we read along, you'll see that you need the material, and the material you also get from another Lucifer. Another Lucifer. I'll say it later on in the guide. But the quest to unlock the program, you have to clear all of White Knight Fortress. The quest will be here, Fortress Knight, where Gina is. You know Gina, same one you have to fight, whatever. The quest will be here. You do her quest. It'll be a solo quest. You go into. You'll have to. She'll tell you to go to this place, and it'll be a solo quest. And after that, it will unlock another Lucifer quest. Then you start running around. In White Knight Fortress and following the quests and stuff, and you will unlock it. I know you're probably like, huh? But it will make sense once you do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and transition back over to the guide. And yes, you have to upgrade to this too. I had to show you the status. As for the model and throughout the trinket, you'll notice that I made a correction. It's actually 3 stages. It's just 5 stones. I'll go over the model first for clarification. Those are the 5 models. It's the same thing for trinkets too, by the way. The first stone is the base stone. With this stone, you can get your model to tier 1. The next 2 stones, you can upgrade it to tier 2 in 2 ways. The normal way or the whale way. You want to do it the whale way, basically. Then for the last 2 stones, are for T3 or tier 3. It's the same thing for tier 2. So for the model alone, if you want to do this the whale way, you need 7 immortal crystals, 43 immortal bugs, and 30 transcendental elixirs. For the 3 athlete trinkets, you need 12 immortal crystals, 87 immortal bugs, and 45 transcendental elixirs. So the total amount that you need for the model and the 3 athlete trinket is 19 immortal crystals, 130 immortal bugs, and 75 transcendental elixirs. That means that at most this should take at least 33 total another Lucifer runs. We're going to say successful runs, because if you do the hard mode, you only have 3 lives. I'm gonna type this down as we reach the end of the guide. Not end of the guide. The end of the you know what? That for the hard version, you only have 3 lives, so be careful. So that way, yeah, you get my point. Oh, and yes, another Lucifer is angelic. I'm pretty sure you already saw it. By this time, you guys should have worked on your angelic, so that way you won't die entirely. It will save your ass in the long run. Please, please, please work on your angelic using PNA. Otherwise, you're going to be having a hard time fighting Lucifer, because he has a lot of health. I'm not kidding when I said this. When I said this right here, I know I have great mood. Okay. When I said this right here, I meant it. He have a lot of health. I had a hard time trying to clear this on my 22 mil buy. Well, 23 now, but yeah. The easy version drops 3 bucks. The hard version drops 4 bucks. P.S. The hard version you only have 3 lives. There's a guaranteed not guaranteed. There's a mechanic that will do 100k true damage to your health when he's at 1 bar. Use the dungeon skill. If you don't have a lot of your bar should be full by then. Use the J skill for more health and use pots when he hits you with the 1k true damage. If you have over 100k health, you should be safe. If you don't, that's a guaranteed revive. You want to make sure that by the time you get to this mechanic, you at least have 2 out of 3 revives left. Otherwise, you're going to fail the run. So please learn the mechanics. You need hold on. And I gotta underline this. I gotta put this in bold too. 33 successful runs. If you're doing this the well way. Okay, now, for some reminders, the Mortal Dust is still a guaranteed drop. The Supreme Factor is also a guaranteed drop. The Immortal Bugs are a guaranteed drop. The Immortal Crystal is still an RNG drop. This is in case you ask. Another Lucifer though, it's better if you do it solo. You just need to learn how to do mechanics. Now the reason why I'm telling you that it's better to do it solo, which you'll figure out yourself, I'm still going to tell you because I still want to get you guys prepared. The reason why I'm telling you guys that solo is better is because if you do this in a party with people that have little to no knowledge about the mechanics, they're going to mess up your run. So if one person fucks up in a party, it's the same thing here. If one person fucks up in the party, you all are going to get hit. You all are going to suffer. You all are going to fail your run. So it's better if you do this solo. All you have to do is just learn the mechanics. The mechanics are not that hard. I promise you, the mechanics are not as scary as it looks. Do not be scared to do this solo. The mechanics are not as bad as it looks. You just really need to know how to do the mechanics, and you need to know to be careful. And a certain phase, it's around 50 lives. Let's call this the Shadow Realm phase. I don't want nobody making the same mistake I did. Stay in the blue circle. You will know what I mean. When it comes to the eyes, you'll see at I think 95 lives. it will say words or something about praise and whatever. There are 4 phrases. Pay attention to the text. Please pay attention to the text. Do not make the same mistake a lot of us made. There will be a phase about who's his child and everything. Haven't figured it out, but I will tell you. But if I find something out, I will tell you. Then there's a phase called if you don't want to get pierced, run. It's just like the Asmo anchors and grab the swords and drop it on him. You have to get him at 70 or below. Get him below 70. If you don't do it in time, he will hit you with chains, and that's a guaranteed 1 shot. As for the eye, if you don't follow the instructions, that's a guaranteed 1 shot. Useless child, you can still... The useless child phase, where you have to dodge 4 times. I'm still trying to find the timing. But, yeah, you can actually dodge it. But, I'm still trying to find the timing. I'll find the timing eventually. When I do, I'll probably have it in a video. Because I'm going to start recording my runs again. So, just to clear that up. But, you can chuck pots. Yes, you can chuck pots. Right. If you don't get him below 70 within a time limit, that's a guaranteed 1 shot. If you walk out of the blue circle during the Shadow Realm phase, that's a 1 shot. 40 and below, be careful because you can get launched in the air. You won't die. Well, I mean, if you have a lot of health or defense, you won't die. But if you don't, you're going to die. At the very start, there's a 50k. There's a 50k, at the start, there's a 50k to damage, hit. Heal after you get hit with this. Forgot to mention that. I know I'm all over the place, but please listen to what I have to say so that way you can avoid the same mistakes that I've made in my first one. My very first one. I've wasted one run on my main. I know. Disappointing. But anyways, from 40 all the way to 1, it's just straight up finding where he is. Avoiding mechanics. Try not to get launched in the air because he will launch you in the air by tornado or whatever. Or I think it's a twist or something. You'll figure it out when you get hit. Please don't get hit. Please don't get hit. At the very end, when he's at 1 life left, there's a 100k 2 damage, which I just explained. I just explained what to do for them. Pay attention to the bar. There will be a bar at the top right. It's a dungeon skill system. Pay very close attention to this bar. You need to get it to the J skill. Get it to the J skill, please. Because that's how you're going to survive the 1k 2 damage. That's if you take a longer time. The longer you're in there, the longer you're fighting and everything, the more that bar is going to fill up. If you have a lot of damage and you can breeze through the dungeon, you're not going to fill that bar up. So you're going to have to give it 1 revive. That's what I'm saying, that by the time you get to the 1 live mechanic, you need to have at least 2 out of 3 revives left. Please have 2 out of 3 revives left before you get to the one life mechanic. Because if you have 1 out of 3 left, and if you die, you're not going to be able to revive, and you're going to fail that run. So please be careful if you do the hard version. If you feel like you can't do the hard version on your own, it's okay to do the easy version. The easy version will give you 3 bug lumps. I'm going to do the math real quick for how many days it will take. For the easy version, it will take 87 runs. So if you feel like you can't solo the hard version, you can do the easy version. The easy version will just give you 3 bugs, but it will take longer. It will take 87 successful runs in order to get your stuff. This is if you do it the whale way. If you do it the normal way, it's going to take a lot longer. So please stack up on your stack up on your shape memory devices. Please stack up on your transcendental elixirs. Please do not do what I did and waste my immortal crystals. The day before it released, I wasted my 15 immortal crystals on a title and everything. Yes, I got the title, but I fell short. Luckily, I load and I can buy crystals. Yes, like I said, you can buy crystals and dust and everything. The crystals are slowly decreasing in price. So the crystal, it won't be long before the crystals hit below maybe 80, 70 if we're lucky. Either way, good luck. Do not die. Don't panic. We will all get through this together. And stay safe.